Hello, how are you? Good. So we have started with the new chapter, that is integrals. Okay. For the calculus part, we have gone through the differentiation, then we have started integration for the chapter integrals. Now the basic things. After the introduction part, the basic thing is that integration as an inverse process of differentiation. Always it is termed as, it is called as that integration is an inverse process of differentiation. Now what this sentence means? This means that until and unless a function is not differentiated, we can't integrate the function. Okay. So normally we are given derivatives of a function and asked to find its primitive. Okay. We are given the derivative of a function. Now for example, we are given d by dx of sin x. This is equal to cos x. Okay. And suppose we are given d by dx of x raised to power 4 upon 4. So what the result will be? It will be x cube. Now again I am repeating, we are given derivative of a function and asked to find its primitive. Primitive means the original function. Now what they are asking for from us? They are asking antiderivative. Okay, they are asking antiderivative. Now antiderivative, a term. Antiderivative or so called integration. Now one more thing, one more term is there, that is capital C. Now if it is a constant function, we are knowing that derivative for a constant function d by dx of c, that is 0. Okay, so then can we write like this, d by dx of sin x plus c is equal to cos x. Now because derivative of constant c, that is 0, so sin x plus c is equal to cos x, there is no changes. Similarly this side, d by dx of x raised to power 4 upon 4 plus c is equal to x cube. Now basically what c is? Now c is the parameter Now what C is? C is the parameter by varying which one gets different antiderivatives or antiderivatives are called integrals of the given function. Now check it. I told you c is a constant, derivative of c is 0. So we are writing d by dx of sin x plus c is equal to cos x. Now for basically for this part, okay, I have added c also. I have given the definition for c also, that c is the parameter by varying which one gets different antiderivatives, that are the integrals of the given function. Now d by dx of sin x plus c is equal to cos x. Now cos x is derived function of sin x. We can write it. Now cos x is derived function of sin x for this part. Similarly for that part we can write it, x cube is the derived function of x raised to power 4 upon 4, or sin x is antiderivative of cos x, or now what we can write it, sin x is antiderivative of cos x. Similarly to that side we can write it x cube is the antiderivative of x raised to power 4 upon 4. Okay. So now the integration as an inverse process of differentiation, is it clear to you? Then we are going to go with some examples part also. Now once more, last thing what we are going to do is, now d by dx of fx, d by dx of fx is equal to fx for all values of x belongs to I, where I is what? Some interval. Okay. Then for any arbitrary real number constant c, that is called constant of integration. It is called constant of integration, and now we can write it d by dx of fx plus c is equal to fx where x belongs to I. Okay. So now basically what we want to show, that when a function is differentiated, then we are going to add a constant c in it. Okay. And that will be the antiderivative of the result. Okay. So in the alternative method, when we are integrating a factor, when already we are given a differential part, okay, we are given a differential part, we are integrating it, then the result will be integration of that particular function plus c. And what c is? C is the constant of integration. C is called constant of integration. Okay. So this was the integration as an inverse process of differentiation.